Hello, 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 and welcome. Hello, everyone. Happy Sunday. Happy Sunday. I'm trying to get these lights right. Jeez Louise. Oh my goodness. How are you guys? How are you guys? I feel like my light is not the best. I don't know. I'm trying to make some adjustments here. Oh, goodness gracious. Me and these lights, I cannot get these lights right. That is my goal. And the funny thing is, it's more light in the room, yet I feel like it's dark. I don't know. I don't know. But anyway, how are you guys doing? Happy Sunday. Happy Sunday. I don't know if my daughter was in here switching things around. My dad was here today. My dad was here this morning and he was working on something with my closet, something with my water pressure. And I thought he was going to make things worse. And I was like, oh my gosh, I said, this is not looking good. I was talking to one of my friends. She was trying to help him out, and her mom was trying to help him out. And so anyway, he left and my closet is functioning. So shout out to him. And my water pressure is good. So he just called me a few minutes ago and said, I think I know what's wrong with your shower head. So we're going to fix that. So it's just so funny. I was like, oh my goodness. He's like used to be like he could fix all things, that had to do with the house. And then as he's gotten older, he's just kind of gotten out of the habit of doing it. So that was my morning, having my dad over here helping me out. So how are you guys doing? Who do we have in the chat here? We have Simply Taisha. Simply Taisha, I was just watching your video and I made one comment. I got to go finish commenting. Loved it, loved it, loved it. So you guys have to check out Simply Taisha. She just released the video. Happy Sunday, Z 2.0 mommy. How are you? How are you? She says, I'm making lunch for the family, but I'm listening. Thank you for listening. Tuning in. Hey, Mel to the beach. She says, hey, DD and friends. I love it. I love it. And then I'm saying hello. Sandy, my weight loss twin. How are you? How are you? Sandra. I'm giving people nicknames. I got to stop doing that. I'm so bad at that. Lakeisha, how are you? How are you? Oh, okay. So people are saying hello, hello. So we're going to start off. This is of course my weekly weigh-in update, and I am feeling good. I'm feeling good. But I'm going to tell you, I feel like my head is in a whirlwind of just changes, right? Changes. So I just want to stay organized in my thoughts here. So I just want to, start off by saying, you guys know I'm still on the 10 milligram dose of Mounjaro, and the 10 milligram is interesting. The 10 milligrams is interesting. I know I've been on the 10 milligrams since the day after Thanksgiving. So what was that? If Thanksgiving was on the 24th of November, I don't remember the date, but whatever that next day was, that Thursday, that's when I took my 10 milligram first injection. So I'm still on it. So that's what, December, January, February, March into April, and then next month I have enough to carry me through May. So that would put me at 10 milligrams for 6 months. And so it's interesting because I feel like as I'm getting, that's the thing, like this is all a trial and error. And so I feel like as I'm have stayed on it so long, I feel like I could take it up a notch and go to the 12.5. The reason why I haven't is because, really my A1C is the main factor. Is it driving that A1C down? And I know some people have had significant dips in their A1C. I don't really want a huge sharp dip like that because I don't want to have to worry about monitoring low blood sugar and the high blood sugar. I know people who are regulating and trying to keep those intact. I don't have those issues. And so I want to keep it that way. And to me, I'm a habit of creature. When something works, I stick to it. Whenever I don't stick to it, and Taisha, you can relate to this. Whenever I don't stick to it, that's when, it goes awry. And so I've been just trying to stick with this 10 milligrams and, stick with that. And, I'm definitely going to stick with it through my box. And so, I've had some food noise, but honestly, I don't know whether the food noise is because I have been, cutting back with the meat, which is your protein, right? And I've been trying to, get some other protein sources, of course, in there. But I just noticed, like the fullness isn't there. And the fullness isn't there as much as it was with the meat. Now, I've been eating beans, I've been eating quinoa, brown rice, I've been eating oatmeal. Oatmeal doesn't have a lot of fiber, but it does have fiber. When I add all that fiber up, I'm getting well over 40 grams, most of the time 44, 45. So I am getting the fiber in. It is keeping me regular without needing, the Mago 7 and any, a Colace, because my poop has also softened up. Before when I was just eating that meat, and I was eating other things, but when meat was like my main source of protein, it just, if things were hard, it just to keep it moving. We know that meat digests slowly in your body. I think people knew that. Most people, I would say, probably knew that before these GLP-1. So, the meat, is what has freed up my colon. Not eating that. Now, when I say that, I have eaten some seafood. This week I haven't even really gotten in salmon each day, but, I've been eating salmon and I've been eating tuna. And so I had those this week. And then I also went to Chipotle and I explained how I get 2 bowls and, I get pretty much, everything in the bowls except for, I don't get the cheese. I get sour cream on the side if I eat it or not, but I try to get heavy on the veggies. And so I know people love that cheese. I don't even get that cheese. I'm not like the biggest cheese fan until you tell me I can't have it. And then all of a sudden I want it. So, I've been, so when I go to Chipotle, I got those sofritos and I got 1 bowl with the sofritos. And then I got 1 bowl without any kind of, meat or meat substitute or plant-based substitute. I just got the brown rice. And so I've been eating, and I eat that. I cut the bowl in half. So I eat half and half. And that's what I've been eating for lunch pretty much every day this week. And then I got a side of guacamole. And I think I'm going to do that again because it just worked for me. Like it just was convenient. So, so I still need to do that. But that 10 milligram dose, like I said, I will know if it's the 10 milligram dose that my body has gotten used to and I need to kick it up a notch. I will know that on Thursday, really Friday, because on Friday I will be back to eating meat, I think. I don't know. And I thought, I don't think I'll eat meat every day. Like I don't think, and I was only eating chicken, turkey, and fish. I haven't eaten beef, pork, lamb, any of that in over 15 or 20 years. So I was only eating, chicken, fish, and turkey to begin with. So I'll kick back in that, chicken and that turkey. And so, but I don't think I'm going to be eating it every day because honestly, I like the lightness that I feel. Now, I might not look so light, but I'm feeling light. So I feel pretty light and I like the way I feel without the meat. I feel like the meat kind of just like holds me down. And unless you've ever given up meat for a significant amount of time, because I've done this before, you really don't know. You really don't know. So you would have to experience it to do it. And not that you have to. This is just something I wanted to do for me. And I did it for Lent, and Lent is over. So I still probably will have meatless days, I will call them, where, I'm not eating meat and I'm just packing on those beans and, some of the healthier carbs, of course, fruits and vegetables as well. So, I just wanted to start off with that 10 milligrams because I don't think last week I really did it justice. I think I just kind of talked about it. And so I guess I kind of, just kind of scraped by it and just talked about it so quickly is because, I'm doing a different kind of a diet than, most people or eating plan that most people would being on a GLP-1. So that I just kind of wanted to explain that. So I also have another dilemma that I'll talk about in a second when we talk about this mental health. So the side effects that I'm experiencing is still the cold. And, I will say, I have on this jacket today. This is one of my favorite jackets of all time. And I got to the point where, look how cute the arms are. And I got to the point where I could not button this jacket up. I couldn't even wear it. I couldn't even, like, it would just be like this. I couldn't even like get it on and be comfortable. So now I can wear it, and I'm going to stand up and show you. This is one of my favorite jackets. Look at this. Look at this. So I love this jacket. So I was able to put this jacket back on, in Ohio here where I am, it is, it's about 60 degrees here, they say, but it feels like 46. I have to take my daughter to gymnastics. And so that's another thing too. My daughter's gymnastics class is changing and they want to change it to a day where I go live. So I have to talk about that, how I'm going to work all that out. But so, so that one side effect is, let me go back to my organization here, my little notes up here. So so the side effect of being cold is still with me, as you can see, because I'm in my home and I'm wearing a jacket, and I do have the heat turned up because my dad was coming over. My daughter is used to it. We worked something out, where with this heat and this coldness, so she's on board. But my dad is not. He was like, I'm not coming over there. It's gonna be cold. So he thinks it's cold, but I fluctuate. I'm cold, and then that perimenopause stuff kicks in, and then I'm hot, and then I'm cold, and then the perimenopause kicks in, and then I'm hot. So, it's just so much going on. So that really is my only side effect. I mean, other than constipation, which I told you, I really haven't had that when I've changed my eating plan and just kind of went, I guess I'm a pescatarian if you really want to, everybody wants to give everything labels. So I guess you would call me a pescatarian because I am eating seafood, and I'm only eating salmon and tuna. And why? Because, it's just, other than that, I like shrimp. I like orange roughy, but I'm not buying orange roughy. I haven't really even been to a market to buy that. And then the way I like to prepare fish that's not salmon is not conducive to this plan. So that would be like a special treat that I would get if I went out to eat somewhere. So those are the side effects. I've been blessed on this journey. I haven't really had like a ton of side effects like nausea and all of that. And I really think it's because I'm not eating your easy breezy, greasy foods. And when I do, it's very few and far between. Today is the day that I would eat it. After I weigh in for the week, whatever my weigh-in day, I give myself a little treat, and it's just enough. And I know when to push back. And so, I believe in all things in moderation. But sometimes I haven't even wanted it or needed it. And I say needed it because, sometimes you could get that, I have a little food chatter going on, especially like toward the end of the injection run, for its course for the week, that fourth, fifth, or, sixth day. And, I like to have a little treat to just kind of, so it gets out of my mind, right? Because, I feel like once I have it and I satisfy whatever that need for it was, I don't want it anymore. And, and so I've done that occasionally, but, pretty much it's just, everything it's been, kind of good. So I am thanking my lucky stars for that. So that's with the side effects. So if you are having side effects, I would talk to your doctor. I would, most people that have been on it for a while have figured out what works for them until it stops, and then they may try something different. So, I've gotten comments from people that have said that they, have been sick, or right after they take that injection, they've been sick. And, so I just recommended to them talking to their doctor and maybe seeing, what they could possibly do. I know they have prescription medications if you really have severe nausea and are getting sick. And I haven't had that experience unless I ate something that triggered it. I'm going to be honest. So, and, if you're not eating something that triggered it, I don't know if you would know that or not. That's why I say always talk to your doctor. I think that's so important to have a doctor or a healthcare professional that you can talk to when you have questions, because hopefully they have answers. And if your regular, healthcare provider is not, equipped to help you, or, up on the latest with these GLP-1s, hopefully most, weight loss doctors are. So I would, go with the specialist to help you out with that. Because if I felt like my doctor can answer a lot of my questions, or what she could answer I wasn't satisfied with, I'd be going to, an obesity specialist, somebody who specializes in it, or find somebody in your community that specializes in GLP-1 support, and, have patients that, they have that experience with. So that just leads me to mental health, which leads me to that DEXA scan that I took that I'm just going to touch on a little bit, because I really think that video was well done. I'm going to be honest. I really just took my time and explained my situation, and most of the responses I've gotten, people have really taken that and applied it to them. Some of my friends who watched the video, said, hey, I want to get a DEXA scan. I'm interested. And, some of the ones I know are into health and fitness, I've recommended it to them as well. I started off being somebody who thought, this is not, that's not what's up. A DEXA scan, not for me. So I went from that to now recommending it to people. And so, I would go back and watch that DEXA scan video. It's really, really good. It really, hopefully you can apply something that you learn. But I would like to say that's just my situation and my experience. It doesn't mean that you should do that. So one of the things you guys know, if you watch that video, I'm going to increase my calories. If that's something that you don't see as a good thing for you to do, then you don't do it. But for me, I just think like if I go there and pay $185 with 10% off, if I go there and pay all that money and they give me some recommendations, and these are people who have worked with, elite athletes and at the DEXA scan place I went to, and they specialize in this. I just think for me, I'm going to take what they say and try it. If it doesn't work, I just don't keep doing it. I mean, that's just how I look at it. If it doesn't work for me, I'm just going to keep losing it now. So, that brings me back to this whole mental health that I just kind of skipped over there. Mental health is huge. And this week, I have been, I'm not one of those people that, if I call you up crying about something, it's, you just know it's a thing. That's just I'm not probably gonna do that. But I've had my struggles this week because I had a family member who passed away, and I feel bad for my cousin because she's the only child, and her and I don't speak a lot. But since this happened, she's been reaching out, keeping me and myself and another cousin updated, and it just all reminded me of my mom and my parents and all of that. So it's just been a struggle. It's just been a struggle. She sends updates, and I don't, she's not thinking, she's doing it when it's convenient for her. But I'm at work, and when she's sending these updates, I respond, and it's just all I could do to not cry about it. So, I didn't think I was going to come today because I thought, I would try to go over there and visit with her, and she's just in the middle of getting all these things together. I just think she's, just overwhelmed with everything, and so we do have funeral, dates and times and visitation and all of that. So I'll be doing that next week. So I thought I'm still going to become live because I don't know if I'll be able to be live next week on Easter Sunday. I feel like that's like my daughter day, to do with my daughter and do things with my family. But I don't know. It just depends on, how it goes. She might have a play date and just leave mom, here to be on YouTube. I don't know. But, so anyway, mental health is a real thing, and when one thing I will say is when I am stressed or emotional, what I would do before was eat. Not this time, I have not. Actually, today was a stressful day when I knew my dad was coming over here. I knew I had this, I have gymnastics, I got to get ready for the week. I got this funeral coming up. Funerals give me anxiety, and I won't say anxiety like how I'm all like paranoid and all of that, but just like the thought of it just doesn't make me happy. And so, but I feel like I have to show up for, this cousin, and, I don't really go to funerals. I really am selective, because, I had 3 funerals. Remember, my dad, my niece, and my mom. That's 2 heavy hitters. 3 heavy hitters back to back to back within a year and a half. And so I don't do funerals very well, but I am going to go and show up for her this week. So I just kind of get my mind right. So that led me to a video that I had already, it was a live video where I kind of talked about the importance of mental health. Like I went back and really looked at that and watched it for myself. And I thought, I'm going to, put this out because I think mental health is a huge thing. And a lot of times when people are going through things, they project them onto you. And I have to remind myself of that when I experience that and get agitated about it. I have to remind myself, like, this is not about me. This is not about me because I've done nothing to you, so this is about you. And I have to remind people, when I was a union rep at work for years, people would come in and they would be mistreated, they felt like, and they would come to me as the union rep. And, really as a union rep, other than me sitting them down or me sitting with them, there's nothing I could do. I can't control people. But, if it's like a hostile work environment, that's when I would come in and I would sit people down and say, this is not about you. If they came to work upset and you didn't wake up with them, it's probably something they're carrying from them. And I think that's why a lot of people get a lot of chances with me because I give people the benefit of the doubt, and sometimes to the detriment of my own sanity. And because I think it's not about me, it's whatever they're going through. And so I'm gonna put that video out. I have resources at the end of that video for people who need help and support and somebody to talk to. And sometimes people need a professional. I think sometimes people think like, oh, we just need I just need somebody to talk to. Sometimes you need a professional to talk to because if you're just talking to a regular friend or a regular person, sometimes we don't know what to say. We don't know what your triggers are. We don't know, what's going to set you off, And so I think a professional who has been trained on what is a trigger and how people react, and they've had so many people experience this, I think it's a benefit to that. So if I were you, I'd watch that video, even if you don't have mental health struggles with losing weight or whatever you're going through. It's based around weight loss, but there are other resources at the end of that video that can be helpful. So I would encourage you to, try that. I would encourage you to try that, because one thing I've learned on this journey, that I've been on, is that people need somebody to talk to. But I think people don't realize you need a professional. You don't just need a friend sometimes. And I think that is the difference. And that's not to say that anything is wrong with you. That's just to say that sometimes, like I said, a regular person like me, I can't solve problems. I could just be a good listener and a support. But then when I have my own things going on, and, that might not be something I want to listen to and hear at the time, because I can't handle it either. You know what I'm saying? But a professional can. That's their career. That's their job. That's what they love to do. So I would just say that mental health is a huge thing. And I'm going to need to rely on that, because the body composition that I want to talk about is my DEXA scan. I basically had a DEXA scan. That video is coming out today about 5:55. So, when you get the notification that video is coming out, just watch it. Have a open heart when you watch it too. I was told from DEXA scan, I put out a short, it might have came out this morning, like, who thought you would go to DEXA scan and be told that you got to eat more? And so I was told I have to eat more. And I'm going to tell you, today, I didn't even do such a hot day with that. This was what I ate today so far. Wait, where is this? Chobani, 20 grams of protein yogurt. That's it. I've had this. I had a little bit of a snack with my daughter earlier, before this, but I had a bunch of strawberries and pecans on top. So that was how I got the fiber in there too. But that's all I've had for the day. So, I haven't been doing a good job of that. My resting, I have my little papers here, but that number like stuck in my head when they told me my metabolism was jacked up. For the most part, I'm not burning enough calories at rest. And so I want to say it was like, oh, here it is, 1,572 calories. They told me I need to be eating 2,400 calories. And when the guy said, you need to be eating 2,400 calories, we were looking at the big screen together. And I said, huh? What? Are you sure? And he said, I know, but you just need to be eating more. And so he says, I know on a GLP-1, people don't like to hear that. First of all, they can't eat. A lot of them can't eat that much. And second of all, they don't want to even hear the thought about eating more, because people don't connect eating more with weight loss. And he said, most people that are in a stall, and I've seen it, on my videos, people have left me messages and said, I was in a stall, I ate more, and now I'm losing again. So it's a real thing. Eating more does not have to be. Now, for me, that's almost, if you think about it, 850 more calories if I was eating at that 2,400. I told him I would do the 2,000. I said, I'll eat 2,000 calories. I'll do that. I'll add that on to, what I'm eating now. So I would need to add like about 438 more calories to be exact. And so that's what I've been trying to do. Now today, you know how I'm going to get that in? Now you guys might be thinking, she's never going to get that in. That's all she ate is this. And it's only 140 calories in here. Mind you, I ate, pecans, and I had strawberries in it as well. But what I'm going to do is I probably will, look how that light shifts. Sorry. But I probably will eat like something, out today. I won't cook. And, because I say, if you're not eating healthy, you can get 2,000 calories in one meal. But when you're eating the healthy, fiber, rich foods, that's a lot to eat. When you think about it, it kind of is. So today I'll get that, because I'm going to go to Chipotle. So I'll get something to eat today, but the rest, it'll be for my lunch. That'll get me up to close to 2,000 when I eat this, because I maybe allow myself to have like some of those chips And they're high in calories. So I might do that. So I'll get it in today. I'll just get it in. I just we'll just have, I'll be like an OMAD today. I'll probably just have the one meal. And on the weekends, it's funny, weight is connected to your schedule, your feeling, what you're used to, your routine, because I can go on the weekend, Saturday and Sunday. I cannot eat until maybe 2 or 3. On the weekday, when I'm working, for some reason, I just want to eat. And I don't know if it's because I see some of my students coming in with the breakfast, and that's not eating a lot. What tames that for me is coffee. And I don't mean like I want to eat everything, but just to eat something. Where if I'm at home, I don't even need to eat, it's like, I don't even want to. I'm doing things at home. At school, for some reason, and I know I shouldn't say for some reason, it's so connected to the routine of what I'm doing, used to eating. And then when I see the kids eating and when they have their snack, I just feel like I should be doing it too. And it's because I'm so programmed to do that. And really, I've had a lot of control on this GLP-1, but it's still not totally there because that's the only thing that has shifted is my environment. And so that is a real thing. That is a real thing. And so I have to wrap my mind around eating more calories and continuing to lose. And I think I did a little bit of a good job. And I do realize the weight loss may slow down, but I have to say to myself, first of all, I'm not on a sprint. I'm on a marathon, and marathons, you take longer and you pace yourself. And so I'm going to slowly increase. Somebody recommended one of the subscribers it was like a new subscriber too, who was watching that DEXA scan video, and she recommended that I slowly add, more. She said instead of going straight to the 2,000 calories, she recommended that I add what did she say? Like, she could go to 1,800, which is what I was at for a long time before I switched to the 1,500. So I thought that was great advice, and I kind of did that over the week. I kind of picked up what I was eating, but me, I got to have a plan. I got to see it all written out. I'm coming to the end of Lent, and so I'm gonna have a video that really explains like what I've been eating all this time. And, I've had some great losses, right? Some back-to-back losses in a row. So that's what I'm going to be changing moving forward. I am adding more calories. That's right. Dare I say it again? I'm adding more calories. I'm going to be eating as close to that 2,000 as I can get. I'm strength training 3 to 4 times a week. That fourth day, usually I'm doing something cardio, more so cardio. And at the third day that I work out with my AP partner, accountability partner, we are doing the strength training. And then that third day we do Taibo, and that's like a workout. It's like your own body weight that you are working with, because it's a workout, let me just say that. So I'm loving what I'm doing. I'm feeling good. I could even take it up more of a notch. He told me if I wanted to eat 2,400 calories, I could exercise more. And I thought, does he know me? No, because exercise is not my favorite thing to do. Now I want to get there to the Mindys of the world, and Mayor Mindy that loves to work out, Taisha that enjoys the working out. I'm going to be honest with you, I don't, but I've been doing it. And hopefully, once I really see like, because I was liking exercise at once before. When I started to love it is when I started to see my weight go down, where it was so noticeable even for me. Like other people noticed, but I noticed it too. And so I think when I get to that point in this journey, I'm still not there yet. When I get to that point in this journey, that's what I plan to do. So, I'm just excited. I'm excited. I'm here. I'm up for the challenge. I love a challenge. Nothing in life has ever been easy for me. Easy breezy, I feel like. So, but I'm a go-getter. And so I'm going to go and tackle this. And if it doesn't work, guess what? I'm going to give myself grace, and I'm just going to do something different. I'm not going to let this stress me out, because there's so many other things that can stress me out. This is not going to be one of those things. It's just, it's either going to work or it's not. Now, if I find myself gaining weight and not losing fat in the meantime, and how will I know? I'm just going to go by the scale. That was another thing I want to talk about. On my DEXA scan, it said that my weight was 234. Now, I circled back and called this guy, the guy who went over my results, because I thought, is this correct? Like my scale is saying, at the time it was saying 241 the day I went. Now, since then, you know, we know I've lost to 239 point something. But because I'm in the 230s, yay! So, but when I went to DEXA scan that morning, it said I was at a 241. Well, it read on DEXA scan that I was at a 234. So I thought to myself, why is your scale so different than the DEXA scan? Like, why is that? And so I called him up because I want to know. And so he was so nice and so friendly. You know, I've already recommended 3 people to him. So hopefully they follow through, and because he's going to be so excited about that. But he was so nice and friendly. You know, he could have said, you know, come on back in, little lady. I'm going to charge you $50, which is what they charge to really go over everything in explanation. But he, you know, was just so sweet, and he really explained to me, and he said, you know, don't get rid of your Renfo scale. He said we've noticed between a 1 and a 5 pound difference in the scales from when you get a DEXA scan to whatever scale someone is using at home, even the most accurate scales. He suggested that I change my batteries. I did not when I weighed in for this week, so I will change them for next week. But he said, you know, 7 pounds is not normal, but there's always an outlier, right? Which is true. And he said that 234 is your more accurate weight. So I thought, what? But I'm going with what's on, you know, my scale when I report to you guys. And then it'll just be a nice surprise when I go back in August if I'm lost even more than that. So, you know, I'm not, like I said, I'm not going to worry about it too much as long as that scale is going down. But I am going to change my batteries, and I'm just going to, he said that's like has been my benchmark. So stick with that. So really, I weigh 234 pounds, even though I'm saying I'm 239, but I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that. And like I said, at the time when I took that scan for DEXA, I was at a 241 point. I can't remember what it was, but it wasn't that when I went to DEXA scan. So that also made me feel good. But you guys know I have to pinpoint that fat. So I just really wanted to break this down and kind of explain. And then I'm going to, let's just take a guess, and I'll reveal my results, and then I'll tell you what my long-term plan is. So did I lose or did I gain? What are you guys seeing in the comments? I saw more people coming in. Oh my goodness, look at you guys. Okay, Chamisha. Okay, the last person I saw is Lynn T. Hello, how are you? Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Mayor Mindy, I think I saw you were in here. We have Jamisha, we have Z, I saw her. Okay, 2.0 Mommy. Dr. Bobby, how are you? I've been catching up on your videos this morning. I don't know if you've seen that. I've been commenting. Kim, hey Kim, my accountability partner. How are you? How are you? The Turtle Diaries. Hello, how are you? How have you been, girlfriend? How have you been? Jerlene, hello, how are you? How are you? So you guys, I'm gonna go back to the comments, but what do you think? What are your predictions? What do you think? So Taisha says I lost. Z thinks I lost. Even though I increased my calories, you guys still think I lost. Okay. Felicia, oh, I didn't see you in there. Hey, Felicia, how are you? Felicia Marie B. I love that name. Okay. Oh, Jerlene. Hello, Jerlene. How are you? Okay, so Mel she's getting exact. She thinks I lost 1.6. Mel, thanks for the confidence. Sandy says I lost. Sandra says I lost. Mayor Mindy says I maintained. Turtle Diary, Sweet Tea says I lost. Jerlene says I lost. Okay, so I am going to tell you guys. I'm going to show you guys. Okay, so this is my weight for this week. I lost 0.2 pounds. I lost 0.2 pounds. So I was 239.4. And today, actually, I weighed in yesterday. I was 239.2. April 12th, I was 239.2. And so usually I weigh in on it Sunday. I didn't want to weigh in today because I knew my dad was coming over, and he's an early bird. And so I didn't know if I was going to have time to put this all, together. And so I did it yesterday. So I'm at 239.2. I lost 2 pounds. And like I told you guys, my non-scale victory is fitting into clothes that I couldn't fit. So, I have this jacket. I'm going to stand up and show you guys again. This is one of my favorite jackets. I love it. I love it. I love everything about this jacket. And I could not fit it. It would fit like this. So now look at this jacket. I don't know if you guys can see me, but look at my jacket. I got When I say I got room to spare, I have room to spare. Look at the arms. I just love everything about this jacket. So I am so glad it has pockets. So I'm so glad I could fit this jacket. I was super excited. And I had this, I'm going to tell you, I'm so glad 2.0 Mommy is in here because what I plan to wear today, like a vest, it's like a fur vest. And because I have on this turtleneck, I said, now 2.0 Mommy just gave me a compliment for not wearing so much black. So I'm not going to wear black today. And so my vest is a furry vest and it has a hood. It's like a furry black and gray, but it's a lot of black. So I thought I'm going to wear this blue jean jacket and so I can break up some of that black. So that's why I wore this jacket, to put something on, because I'm a little toasty. I'm a little cool. I'm not cold. I turned up the heat, like I said, for my dad, but I'm not totally, where I need to be at either. So that is it. So I'm just going to share one more thing and then we're going to talk in the chat. So, I have some long-term things I'm going to be doing, and, just my motivation long-term. You guys know my goal is to get to 100 pounds down, but ultimately I need to lose probably another 70 pounds. At this point, that's where I want to ultimately be. So I'm halfway there. So that's kind of like my long-term goal, is to lose 100 pounds. So if anybody's on that, journey to lose 100 pounds, come on the journey with me, because that's what I'm trying to do, is get down to that 100 pounds. And then, I would just say to you guys, I think I have really stressed this a lot, and I want to continue to do that. But, you got to have some things to hold on to when that scale is not moving, when the scale is not moving. And you guys know, if you watch my videos, I always talk about that point too, how that annoys me to no end. And so here it is again. It showed up, 0.2. But guess what? It's not a gain. It is a loss. And I love it. I love it. I really wasn't expecting to lose this week because I have increased my calories. I started increasing, my calories. So I didn't think I would lose anything at all. But I'm glad that I, got down the 0.2. And I'm feeling good. I'm feeling good with my clothes. And I could fit them. So I had a job over the summer, was to go through my clothes and reorganize my closet and switch over my summer and winter clothes. Am I the only one who does that? Do people do that? I'm switching over my winter and summer clothes, and I didn't get to it last week when I was on spring break. So that's what I'm going to be doing. Hopefully that Friday, Monday of my little Easter break, I plan to do that. And I was going to interview people and schedule interviews and this and that. I'm not doing that. I just thought, first of all, I have this family, the stress going on, and it's not so much, it's just the idea of it just is bringing back memories for me. So I just thought, I'm just going to take it easy. I'm going to be easy peasy and stress free. And so I'll pick up my interviewing, because I have some people lined up in the next couple of weeks that, I'm hoping to interview with. But I just kind of had to let that go and just say to myself, I need some a mental relief, right? A mental relief. And so that's what I have done. All right. So what are you guys saying? Jamisha, I saw somewhere that you live in Houston, and I'm going to be in Houston this summer. So hopefully we can link up. Now I'm going to be there for a family reunion. So I know I just got the schedule the other day. Things are planned out. But I'm hoping to stay an extra day so we could fit it in to meet up somewhere. I really love to do that. Anybody else in the Houston area, and I'll let you know, but let me know, because I thought I saw you said somewhere you lived in Houston. So I thought, that'd be so cool. Same here with feeling cold, being, you've been experienced that from the beginning. You'll take that over the hot flashes. I will too, because, when you're cold, you can always bundle up. The hot flashes, you got to come out of stuff. And at home, it's fine. But when you're out and about, it's not so much. I'm glad it made you a believer, Team Dexter. Yes. I feel, I've always known knowledge is power, but I feel like I'm so much more aware of my body, and I kind of know what's going on in my body. And that's a great feeling, right? And that's a great feeling to have. Like, I feel like, and I also feel like I have more control over the decisions I'm making. And again, I know some people are saying probably, I'm not eating. I don't know why she would eat more, but really eating more is what's going to increase my metabolism. My metabolism, and it makes sense, right? My metabolism, I was eating around 1,500, between 15 and 1,600 calories. Well, that's how my metabolism is all it's burning because I'm losing. In the meantime, I'm also exercising and not including that in. And that, again, is where I see the problem. That's where I went wrong. And I also, I'm gonna do a follow-up video about the DEXA scan because I talked to the guy there, and he gave me some valuable information about just, all things related to that DEXA scan because I had questions after the scan, and people ask questions, and I think, people asking questions, I never say to somebody like I just know exactly what I'm talking about unless I do, and sometimes you can think and not. So I wanted to call somebody who was kind of like that's their expertise, and he shared some things that I kind of want to share with you guys in like a follow-up video about the DEXA scan. And it may be helpful, it may be not. Some people still probably think that's like a waste to go and do that. And for you, if you're not interested in that data, you just want to go with that scale, I think that's great too, right? Because some people aren't into that. Some people don't want to do it. If they was giving them out free, some people wouldn't do it, and that's okay. And again, I like I say, let us. Oh, you know what? We always say everybody's different on this journey. I feel like people don't want to let you be different though. Let us truly be different. Let the people that want the scan love it. Let the people that don't, and let the people that are on the fence go and get one. I crack myself up sometimes. Dr. Bobby, hi DD. I've been here since the start, but I was driving home. Thank you for stopping in and listening. We love that. Dee, part of self-care is protecting your peace. Yeah, and you tell me that all the time, and I'm going to start taking your advice. I have not been taking your advice, Taisha, but that will change. Lynn T, very helpful video. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate that. And people are saying, hello. Hi, everyone. Oh, Delilah. Hi, fam. Hi, DD. Lord, $2,400. Look at me. 2,400 calories. I don't know if I could do it. Yes, that is a lot. So that's why I compromise with the 2,000, right? I compromise with that. And I'll just, I could just do the best I can do. Everybody's saying hello. We saw Jerlene came in the chat. You could also increase by 500 to 50 to 100 calories weekly so you don't shock your body and put on water weight, which will probably freak you out. Yes. And that's what that somebody else recommended, that I start off small and then kind of work and your suggestion is starting off even smaller. So yeah, I do plan to start off small and work my way up to it. Yeah. And I'm going to sit down and I won't do it. I'm not even going to pretend like, well, I might be able to do it this week. But, over the weekend, I have a little bit of a long weekend. I just plan to sit down and really think through it all and try to figure it out. All right. People are saying hello. And then you guys guessed my losses. Oh my goodness. And yes, I lost. Thank you guys. Just catching up on YouTube. Thanks for watching and commenting. Yes. Yes, here we go. Oh, thank you. We have lots of congrats. Thank you. I have been on a roll here, and when you're on a roll with your weight loss, you hate to do anything to mix it up, right? Because I just finished saying, didn't I, that, what did I finish saying? There's that perimenopause kicking in, that brain fog. But I just got through saying how I'm a creature of habit. If something is working, you do it. But I don't think there's anything wrong with trying something new, right? Trying something new and different and seeing where that takes your body and seeing that, where it takes you. And then if it doesn't work, you just tweak it, right? You fix it. That's all. And so that's what I plan to do. But if I get on that scale and it's like a 5-pound gain, I'm going to be calling up DEXA and saying, hun, we got to talk. What am I doing? What is going on? So we will see. The jacket is super cute. Thank you. And I just love these sleeves. These sleeves are just have me in love with the jacket. I just love a good bell bottom sleeve. They remind me of bell bottoms. Thank you guys. Thank you for the compliments. I believe your weight is redistribution. You look slimmer. Okay, thank you. And I've always been heavy at the top and heavy in the back. And so if I have a small waist, that's what I always say. That's why I always say most people are paying for that. And me, I don't have to pay for it. I guess it's like all those greens and cornbread I was eating when I was growing up. You know, my grandmother loved to cook soul food. You know, she cooked mac and cheese and all of that. And when I was younger, my waist was still small. And so everything else popped out. Well, now my waist is like competing with everything else. And so as I slim down, I'm curious to see how I'm gonna look. Now, I told you my mom was small. My mom was like a size between a 2 and a 6 at most of the time, and my mom had a big bottom. Some of the girls are trying to work out to get that bottom. She never lost that. And that's where I get it from. I guess she always had like a nice size behind. Even though she was a small lady. So the booby areas, no, she lost that years and years and years and years ago after kids. But that bottom, she always had that bottom. So I'm thinking my jeans might help me with that. We can only hope. All right. Thank you guys. Thank you guys. Jazzy J, go Downsizing Diva. Yes, yes, yes. I love it. Thank you, Jazz. 2.0 Mommy, Delilah. It's so hard when you have to deal with memories that we are not quite ready to deal with. I felt like that about Marshmallow being sick. It brought me back to what happened with Phoebe. Yes, yes, yes. And that's what I'm saying. It has been so tough for me because I've been thinking about my mom. And, even my dad, just all the memories of it. It's just been flooding back. Hi, Mary. How are you? She says, hello from Florida. Hello, hello. Good to see you. Great profile pic. Love it. Oh, I think those are your grandkids. Super cute. Mayor Mindy says, I have a scale victory to report. Yes, yes, yes. On the BMI chart, I am no longer obese. Yes, isn't that an accomplishment? I'm just happily overweight. 97.2 pounds. That 0.2 is for you, Dee Dee. Thank you. And now I'm lighter than my trim husband. Mindy, that is so awesome. I love that for you. I love that for you. Mindy, can you believe it? You're almost 100 pounds down. When you started this journey, I think you're coming up on your 1-year anniversary. So that's even more amazing. When you started on this journey, I don't know if you pictured yourself 100 pounds down, but you will be in the next few weeks here. And I am here for it. That is so amazing. Look at that. Jeez, Louise. Now I can't wait till you do the triathlon because I know that's been something you've been prepping for. You're like an athlete in my mind. And I just love all this for you. And your husband, he has helped you on this journey. So cheers to him too. Cheers to him too for being a supporter, right? For being a supporter of your journey. I love it. I absolutely love it. People are saying hello to Mary. Yes, yes, yes. Beautiful ladies and dudes that are out there watching, please hit the like button. Only 2 likes. Only 2 likes. You guys got to like it. Now it's up to 39 people watching. You guys have to go in and just like that video. I always forget to say that, like and subscribe. But yeah, most of my viewers that watch aren't subscribed. So go ahead and subscribe. I probably would have 2,000, 3,000 followers if people were subscribing when they're watching. So I love that. Thank you. Jamisha, yes, you are in Houston. Okay. So as it gets closer, we'll have to chat. So glad I don't have hot flashes anymore. Sway's journey to fit. Hello, look how cute you are. I love a good hat. Look at that hat. I want to be on that profile pic with you. Like, bam, we're wearing our hats. Love it. So you don't have hot flashes anymore. What are you doing to prevent the hot flashes? Is it being on a GLP-1? Are you taking something? Are you just eating so fabulous? I have another video coming out I'm going to share sometime next week, and it just basically talking about things we can do, because this is the route I'm going to to look at you can see I'm getting a hot flash now. I might have to take off this cute jacket because I'm getting a hot flash. See how it goes? And she said hot flashes. Look at that. I mean, I'm even not exaggerating. You see, I am getting heated. It's the lights. It's the lights though. But geez, Louise, I might have to come out of this jacket. It's a part of my outfit, though. I don't want to, but I might have to, Sway. I might have to. You brought up the hot flashes, and the hot flashes says, no, I'm still here. Oh, my goodness. Dee Dee, I think people confuse eat more with overeat. They are not one and the same. Okay, very good. That's a good point. They are not. Yeah. And, the thing about it is the medication suppresses your appetite. So I think people feel like my appetite suppressed. This is what I always wanted my whole life. And now you're telling me to overeat that appetite suppression because now I'm jacking up my metabolism. Don't you feel like sometimes you can't win on this medication? And I shouldn't say this medication. Really, it's not the medication. It's the weight loss of it all, right? Because, you finally get this suppression. You can't eat. The food noise is down. I call it food chatter because I'm still having that chatter here and there, right? It's not all the noise, but it's a little bit of that chatter I'm still getting. And it's like, I feel like I said this the other day. My analogy is I'm driving straight, and then there's a curve in the road, and I got to go with the curve. And, that's a great analogy for how I'm thinking about a lot of things. Going with that curve, right? But you go with the curve, and you adjust as needed. And I think that's what life is about, being flexible. And it's, I know some people are very like, you said this is what you said, this is what you got to do, you said this. People change their mind. Like, let people change their mind and let people change. And just think of where would this world be if there wasn't change over time. So sometimes I think when we want to take stuff back to the past, you got to change. You got to go with the curve. You got to all out with the old and in with the new. And change is good for the most part, depending on if you're going in kicking and screaming, it might not be. But if you're going into things with an open mind, change can be good. So yes, little Marshy. I got Marshmallow. I want to call him Marshy. So cute. Um, Mindy is winning. Mindy is winning. I mean, Mindy is doing a great job. She's over there, minding her business, doing her thing. I love it. I love it. So true, Taisha. They are not the same. No, no, no. And we've all had our struggles with the, eating and what we should be doing. And I also love that about you, Jill, 2.0 Mommy, and your channel is that, when there's a curve in the road, you take a detour, you take a break, and you come back. And isn't that what we teach kids to do? We teach kids to do that, right? When they're having such a hard time, they're frustrated, they can't figure things out. We teach them, stop, take a moment, take a breather. Let's try this a different way. And why don't we let adults, have that same grace? I don't know, but I do over here. I'm trying to, if I'm not, I'm trying to. And so, yeah, I love that. I love that you're able to, take a detour, restructure, replan, and come back out, like the winner that you are. Yes, I would love to meet you. We could do brunch. Yes, yes, yes. So, I'll have my daughter, I don't know, maybe she could stay with, maybe my family can come, a couple of my family members. So yeah, I'm excited. So hopefully it works out in the schedule, but we'll chat and we'll figure it out. And if not, at least we'll be talking in Houston on the phone, FaceTime, and I don't know. That is too funny. So Mindy, everybody's congratulating Mindy. Mindy says, oh, so here is from a pro. Here's from a pro. Mindy says, my dietitian took my calories from 1,400 to 1,720. I was nervous about it, but it worked because you were in the stall and that got you out of the stall. So see, we have proof that it works. And, everybody's different, but I'm hoping to come back here and report the same thing. Now, I see you went up, 320 calories. So if I go up 320 from 15, 16, that's about 1,800, right? So I think I'm going to start there, and then I'm going to creep up to the 2,000, right? But, my goal when I go back to DEXA scan is to have that metabolism up, and I don't want to lose bone or muscle, and I want to have lost some of that visceral fat. So my goal is to, maintain the good and decrease what's not working so hot in my body. People are saying congratulations to Mindy. Don't you just love that? Sway's journey. People are saying, congrats to you. Kim J, I'm listening in, fam, while I'm in the kitchen. So if I'm a little late commenting, that's why. Oh, no worries. I get the multitasking. Beverly Gardner, I'm just glad you came, Kim. Hey guys, happy Sunday. What did I miss? I've been sick. I haven't been on. Oh, nasty sore throat and a cold. I'm sorry about that. Oh, you're back looking as gorgeous as ever with that profile pic. How about that? All right, so everybody's so excited for you, Miss Mindy. Mayor Mindy is what I call her. Okay. Yes, AP, looking good, looking good. That is so funny. That is so funny. Joy, hello, Joy. How are you? Now, guys, Joy, this is my friend. Joy, I'm gonna have to call you because I got to get you on here to talk about your journey. This is the girl that I refer to when I say she was chunky. Now, Joy, you were never fat. To me, I don't know. Did anybody tell you that? But maybe you thought that. I don't know. You're always just a little chunky, right? And Joy is the one that went to the bodybuilding competition. Now, Joy, you got to tell us, did you come in second place, first place? What place did you come in? I can't remember. But when I saw her body, I couldn't believe it. And so we went out to, we had, we went to dinner, brunch, lunch, something. And she was telling me all about it. It's so amazing. So when I say, I know you guys are like, Dee knows everybody. I mean, my friends are just all encompassing. I was actually Joy's mentor. That's how we met through my sorority. She was one of my mentees. And we just kept a relationship since then. So she's much younger than me, but I just love her. I just love her. So I don't know if you're still in here, Joy. Joy is a nurse, a fabulous nurse. I don't know if she's still in here, but you have to interview and tell these folks and tell us your strategies on how you went from being what you thought was overweight and you weren't as happy with yourself to being like in a bodybuilding competition. So when I tell you guys, this is why I say to you guys, with the friends that I have that are just doing it, like that plastic surgeon, Derek has given me so much weight loss advice. I've called him up for advice. I did not take it. And I wouldn't say I did not take it. I could not stick to it, to be honest. I mean, I could do it for a little while and then I couldn't. Joy sat down and had a whole conversation with me, and I know her routine. I know what she did, to lose that, to become the bodybuilder. And I know some of those things. That's not what we're trying to do here. Some of you might be interested in that though. But she gave me all the, dropping the gems. And it's just like, I could not do it. So that's why this medication, when I say I did not do it, it's because I couldn't maintain it. I could only do it for a little while and that's it. The last time Joy saw me though, we went to, where did we go? Oh, we went to celebrate my 50th in Vegas. I'm like, where were we at? And at that time, I was so overweight. Just felt so miserable. It was hot there. And I think that weekend kind of spurred my type 2. But what is Joy saying? Joy, you were 212 pounds. I would have never guessed that. I would have never guessed that. Now, normally I've had some of my friends that have come in this chat and said hello. I don't really talk to, I just say hi to them and keep it moving like nothing is, like I don't even know them really, because this is really about you guys and the weight loss. But she's one of the people that I've talked about because she's actually lived a lot of what some of us are trying to do. So I just thought that was so cool. That is my girl. Look how beautiful she is. Joy, I cannot believe you were 212. Let me know when you want to do it. Yes. Well, I said I wasn't going to do anything this week, but I have to call you so we can catch up. But Joy is beautiful. Okay, DD and her beautiful friends. Yes, I do have some beautiful friends. Yes. Vegas. Yes. Joy, what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas. I was low key in Vegas though. You were turned up more. I was just low key. In Vegas too, I was also missing my mom. I always plan to, my mom, how fabulous Joy, my mom is or was and is. And, I just was like, could not believe I was celebrating 50 without her. So, even though I had, so even though, I had a great time, it just still was not the same. So we're going to have to do a repeat. It's going to be a different type of experience for sure. Yes. Oh, she said, hey, Milby, thank you. Yay, Joy. So yeah, Joy, you have to do that. Joy, are you still working out and all of that? Are you still, because I know you were working out. Joy was in a music video. Joy, you're in Dallas, right? Are you in Dallas? I think you're in Dallas. You're in Dallas with Bria. Am I saying? Because I'm coming to Texas, but I won't be. I'm trying to arrange to like meet up. So you will have to talk. Look at me. See, this is why I don't entertain my friends on here because I could get off on a tangent. And I'm trying not to do that. Look at you guys. I don't know if I was 330 pounds and I lost 100 pounds. Go Vegas. Yes. Oh, Jesse J. This is my other home girl. Yes. Jazzy J. So Jazz, you know what? You got my daughter wanting to change her schedule because you volunteered to pick her up now. Now she didn't want to change. Now she wants to change. That's too funny. Yes, 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 yes. Vegas, Vegas, Vegas. Yes, you got. We got to do a Vegas redo with the with the one that's not sad and missing her mom and just oh so overwhelmed with all that stuff. But I did have a great time. I had 11 friends, 11 of my friends. And the funny thing is, my closest friends couldn't even, not that they're not my close friends, but, the ones that I, like BFFs and stuff, they couldn't even come. So it's so funny. So, I had, so when we got to get them there, Jasmine and Joy this time, we had to get them there. And the three that couldn't make it. Yeah. So anyway, yes, yes, yes. You guys are awesome. You guys are awesome. What are you guys saying? Joy, yeah, you're in Dallas. I figured you were in Dallas. So we still got to figure out if we can like maybe meet up some sort of way. Now we want to know what happened in Vegas. Let's pretend we're in Vegas now and tell it. Yes, Jazz is one of my friends that watches, and I mean, she's a faithful watcher. She loves you too, Auntie Jazz. She's a faithful watcher. She's one of my few friends that, because she's been on the weight loss journey. Some of the other ones aren't really on the journey, so they're not really, in tune like that. But yeah, 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 yeah. So you guys got to come on here. I'm gonna do like a friend type of thing, so you guys can get to know my friends because I feel like some of these ladies, you know, that are getting to know me, and I think I mentioned this to Taisha. I said, you got to really talk to my friends. You are a friend. You got to talk to my friends so you can really get to know, like, this is just me. Like, I'm just Shay. I am just Shay, and I'm always trying to help people and motivate people. And my friend Jasmine that's on here, one of the cool things about us is that you'll be in Vegas in October. I might have to try to come to that. But one of the things about Jasmine and I is that we started off being friends, connected around like the hair salon and weight loss. And then remember, Jasmine, we used to pray every day. We would call each other on the phone and we would pray and start our day that way. And then we would listen to Joyce Meyer and I remember Jasmine was going through some things and I, was trying to help her through it. So we've just been through a lot. Jeez Louise, Jazzy J, I just love you. All right, but so anyway, anybody celebrating anything else? Jazzy lost that 100 pounds, and I'm trying to get Jasmine. Hopefully she'll go get that DEXA scan. I told her about the DEXA scan. But yeah, so I have some great friends. I have some great friends, and my friends understand me. That's the best thing. So I'm getting to know, a lot of you guys on here, and hopefully you can understand how I operate and how, I'm just a nice giving person. What can I say? Am I perfect? Absolutely not. But Jazzy will tell you if I have something going on, if there's an issue, I'm going to say it. I'm going to talk about it. I'm like a communicator. I will say that. I think I'm a very good communicator and I don't hold on to things. I probably should. I kind of let things go. And, I probably should put my foot down a little bit faster about some things. But yeah, but I just love you guys. I love you. I love you guys. This has been just such an honor coming on here, getting to know you. But I'm going to have a friend segment. Now, Joy says she's going to come on and interview. Jasmine, would you come on and talk about me as a friend? Just chatting. Jasmine was also in that financial book club that I had, and we kind of disbanded it, and that. So, Jasmine knows, I'm all about those finances and trying to save and all of that. And I just kind of got off target here. So I got to kind of get myself back on target. But yes, 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 yes. I am a praying lady. Most of my friends are too. And if you're not, that's okay. You're a good person. That's what I look for. Good people that have great intent. All right. So let's get back to it. Jazzy and Joy, you kind of threw us off. I wasn't even going to say, you guys, we were friends, but I just had to because, you're talking about weight loss. So that's kind of what I want to, kind of like, stick to. But Z is down 76.4 pounds. Z, that is so awesome. I love it. I can't wait to be in the 70s with you. I love that. I love it. I love it. I love it. Let's see. What are you guys saying? Okay. Oh, let's see. Oh, 32 likes now. Very good. Thank you. 2.0 mommy. You deserve every ounce of that energy and positivity back to you, Dee Dee. Anything less is not deserving of your time. Yes, yes, yes. I agree. I agree. I agree. Jazzy saying, yes, ma'am, very much. I love me some Joyce Meyer. Yes, yes, yes. And that's what I love about you, Kim, is that you are a praying lady. I love that too. I love that too. Kind of reminds me of my little Jazzy there. You know, we that's what our foundation started on. So I think that's why we've been friends for so long, right? Stand down, Dee Dee, all 10 toes and on your heels. You are so funny. And there's my girl Z with that 76.4. I just love that. I love that. All right. All right. People are saying congratulations. Taisha, right? Mel saying. Anybody else? I'm late as you. Double HE hockey sticks or HE double hockey sticks. Time got away from me. So, you know, guys, also my friends will tell you, you know, you guys might think, yeah, Dee Dee says she doesn't curse. She gets on here trying to act like she doesn't curse. I really don't. You know, Jasmine will tell you, Joy, I don't even know if Joy ever heard me curse, but Jasmine will tell you, I don't curse unless I'm telling a story and it's in it, or I have to be really, really upset. And then it doesn't even sound right. Coming from me. Oh my goodness. Congratulations, Z. Anybody else having some weight loss things? Love you, lovely ladies. We love you too. I think it's good to let go. Let it go. Like another love TKO. My mom used to love her some Teddy Pendergrass. All right, people are saying hello. What else are you guys saying? Let me see. I agree. Simply Taisha. Congrats. Oh my goodness. You do not curse either. Now, if you curse, that's like I say, to each his own. I think that's fine. I just don't. You know, you got to remember too, I am an educator, and I didn't want to be one of those people that are go in the classroom and make a mistake and say a curse word. So I just think it's best for me not to even use it, especially now. I mean, and I've had this for so long, but especially now with my menopause. Perimenopause thing, I would definitely probably slip up. Okay, okay, so we have that in common, Nia. My dad hit his goal weight. Yes, go dad, go dad, go dad, go dad, go dad. I love that. Tell him we said congratulations. I love that. And you and your dad are on this together. That warms my heart. You really just don't know. It really, really, truly does. You and 2.0 mommy have chilled down my potty mouth. You know what? We're like a sandwich, 2.0 mommy, in between Taisha. We're like, and you know what? I think that's good. You know, friends do rub off on you, right? And I always say, if it's in the positive, right way, what's wrong with that, right? What's wrong with that? But I, you know, still embrace you, and I love everything about you, Taisha. You should have seen me at church today, skirt way too big, even with my belt on. One of my sister friends said, you look good. Clothes fitting too big is a good problem to have. And she is right. I love that. Very good. And I like how you show that in your videos too, Kim, that you're trying on things. Very good. It's a terrible habit and I'm doing much better at it. That's okay. That's okay. Everyone was complimenting me that I hadn't seen in a while. I bet so. I bet so. That's awesome at Felicia Marie B. What are you saying, Jazzy? The diva does not curse. I cursed enough for her, LOL. Oh, yeah, you will go off. Taisha in our house, stupid is the bad word. Yes, 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 yeah. We learned that from school as well. I curse so much. Sorry. No, 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 no. That's fine. That's fine. That's fine. No, but I think, you know, if you get around a friend that doesn't curse, you know, I think it kind of maybe like, you know, slows you back a little bit. But I say be yourself, right, Jazz? That's a great policy at 2.0 mommy. Yeah, that word is not a good word. Congratulations at Kim J. Sweet Healthy Life. All right. Thank you guys. You guys have hung in with me. You know, I'm telling you, when you watch this menopause video, you will see I look like I've been through the ringer. And, you know, I put it out anyway, because I always tell people, you can't look but so cute on YouTube. There are going to be days. There are days I see myself. I'm like, why did I put this video up? I am not looking so hot. But, you know, it is what it is. But I'm in the middle of a hot flash on that video. And I can tell I'm getting hot here now. My hair is getting poofy. It's just all crazy, but that's okay. That's okay. Um, yeah, Mel says, what is Mel saying? Uh, Mel says, I have my next DEXA scan coming up in a week, praying for some muscle gain. Me too. Me too. I think you will, Mel. I think you will. Beverly, you lost 1.8 pounds this week. You are down 42 pounds. Very good. That is awesome. So you hit that 40 milestone. We love that for you. 40 milestone. Wow. Kim, oh my gosh. You are my weight. Well, you're not my weight loss twin because you're going a lot faster than me, but we're both at 67. I love that. Go, Kim. Go, Beverly. Go, Kim. Go, Beverly. I love it. Oh, go, Z. Go, Z. And Mindy. You guys know I love to sing. I love to sing. You know, the kids in my class think, and I'm not the best singer, and they just think that I am. You think I am? Yes. Oh, thank you. I cannot wait. Oh, are you guys talking about the cruise or her results? Okay. Taisha, we're from New York. It's part of our culture to curse. What? Wait, why did my daughter say what? Let me tell this funny story really quick. This has nothing to do with any of this, but I just got to tell this, especially if Jasmine's listening. I have a potty mouth, if you know, you know, but I've gotten better. I spelled journey wrong. Oh, Kim, nobody's paying attention to that. Oh my gosh, Mel, I'm sure you gained more muscle. I think she did too. You are all doing amazing, aren't they? Aren't they? I was up almost 10 pounds last week. I think it was the stress. You know, go watch Taisha's video, you guys. After we get off of here, I just watched it. I got a comment on the second half of it, but the first half of it, she talks. I commented just about the stress. But she talks about the weight gain and like what she's changing. So you got to go back and watch that video. I just love that. You know, I'm gonna go take off with my daughter, but I will say, you know, I'm supposed to be giving my daughter chores around the house, and so her chore was, and honey, you cannot comment. You're just a listener, right? Okay, thank you. I gotta tell her because she'll try to chime in and try to act like she didn't do this. But so I said, you know, get the dust, you know, mop the not mop, but dust the sweep the kitchen floor. So she gets she goes to get the broom and dustpan, and she goes to the floor. And you know, I have tiles on my kitchen floor, tiles, and so she starts you know, doing like, have you guys ever seen Annie? She starts hitting the floor like and singing, it's a hard knock life for us. It's a hard life. I said, honey, there is nothing about your life that's hard knock. I said, no. She's like, I said, so I just started giving her examples, and she's like, oh, okay. I'm like, no, ma'am, you do not have a hard knock life, not at all. But I just thought that was so funny that she started singing that song. But anyway, okay, thank you guys for listening. We've been in an hour and 13 minutes. I am headed to my daughter's gymnastics. Thank you to my girls for stopping in. Joy, I'm going to be contacting you about an interview, but it'll not be this week because I've already told people I'm taking a break from interviewing this week or anything I had to do, or maybe I don't know. We'll see if my schedule something lightens up. But otherwise, we'll do it the next week. But I'm gonna call you. I'll call you. All right. Thank you for stopping in. Thank you, everybody. I just love you guys. You guys brighten my day. This is a great way to start my week. I guess I don't know if the weekend is officially over on Sunday, but for me, it's like the start, right, of my next week. So I'm glad to spend it with you guys. You know, enjoy the rest of your day. Happy Sunday and blessings to you and your family. Bye. Bye.